My name is Barsanti, and I'm founder and CEO of StorageLife. If you want to check us out, storagelife.com, learn more about us. Cool. So today we're going to get into how do we find the best deals? Where are we looking? How are we looking? And how are we actually finding the deals? I'm giving you everything, the secrets, the tricks of the trade, the finding better deals. It's really simple. We look on Google Maps, right? That's our secret. It's not a big secret. A lot of you probably already do that, but we look on Google Maps. That's where we're finding deals. What are we looking for, right? Mom and pop. There's a tool that a couple of buddies of mine built out recently that's actually expedited the Google Map process. It's called GoFish, GoFishLeads.com. You can check it out. It's now able to scrape all of Google Maps within any radius of any city or town or state you want to go into. And it immediately scrapes all of the Google Map data and drops them immediately into a CRM. It pulls them up and then you can select which ones you want to drop into your CRM. And the neat thing about this and why it's saving us so much time, it's because it's showing us who the mom and pops are. Like immediately, we're able to go scan these large lists we're pulling from Google Maps, and it's actually the GoFish software is allowing us to right away identify who doesn't even have a Google My Business page. That's huge, you guys. No Google My Business page, it means they're a mom and pop. The chances of them being ready to sell are a lot better than any other facilities obviously we're targeting. GoFish has now expedited our process for finding these off-market deals on Google Map. It just skipped a couple steps, and now we even use the CRM to set follow-up dates, notes for our virtual assistants, notes for me, etc. Let's take a step back, but on Google Maps, on GoFish, where are we looking? Well, a lot of times we like tertiary markets. We like the little kind of fringy areas of the larger cities. Why? Because we're running into less operators, no REITs or not very many REITs, right? So the competition is a lot less. And because of that, we're often finding better deals. You know, a lot of operators who are pretty strict on like investing in over 50, 80,000 population. That's not how we've actually made millions of dollars. And so I just want to at least throw that out there so you know that there are millions of dollars to make in smaller markets. I personally, as I've grown 19 facilities later, I'm not buying in the same, necessarily all the same markets, but I'll still look at a 20,000 population city, absolutely, especially if I'm really comfortable and it's anchored by a larger area, a larger city. But I don't want you guys to be too discouraged. I don't want you to be scared of looking at a smaller population, 15, 20,000 people. If you're anchored by a larger city, even if it's a 20, 30-minute drive, at that point, I'm looking at that city going, you know, it's not going to disappear. It's not just a boom town. It's there, it's established, and you go check it out. And if it's a bustling city that needs storage and there's a ton of value add there, I say go for it, right? Obviously, there's a lot more to it, but don't be afraid to look in these smaller markets. That's where you may find your higher cap rate deal that's cash flowing day one that has a few hundred, $500,000 of upside. And these actually were in rougher, larger cities, a lot of them, or fringes, and the cash flow and the equity play was so significant, it changed our game, it changed our career, and we used those smaller deals to 1031 into larger deals and continue to scale up. So I look anywhere that there is a good deal, and I don't care how far away it is or how scary of a town. And the other thing I hear a lot too is people that kind of follow more of the other investing trends of like a median household income, the population growth, stuff like that. Just so you know the facts, I've made millions of dollars in distressed cities that had a very low household median income, that had a high crime index, and we've made millions of dollars. So why would you not, right? Yeah, it comes with some of its own potential problems. It might be a little bit rougher. You may have a rougher clientele. You maybe have more delinquent, but upside is upside. And if you get it at the right price and the right discount, who cares, right? So where are we looking? Again, on these tertiary markets, maybe pick markets you know or you're comfortable with. And yeah, it's okay if you want to pick stuff close to you, or cities you used to live in. But we look all over across the country. It's looking anywhere really for opportunity that's going to make you hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars, right? Why not? Most of the country may not be looking in these areas, but again, upside's upside. We're looking on Google Maps. We're using GoFish to expedite GoFishLeads.com, scraping Google Maps, immediately showing us who doesn't even have a Google My Business profile, identifying the mom and pops, and we're looking at no reviews, no websites, no presence, distress, weeds growing over the facility. Whatever it is, it shows clear signs of distress, mom and pop owners. That's who you want to target. That's where you want to spend most of your effort. That is going to better your chances, obviously, to finding the gems, the ones we like like to buy, the ones with lots of upside and operational issues, right? Then once we start looking, what else are we doing? We're using GoFish, also skip trace the owner information. They tied it into actually the best skip tracing software we've used. And so it immediately skip traces owner information. Obviously, sometimes an LLC will pop up. If that's the case, you're gonna have to do a little bit more research, you or your VA, to actually get that owner information. One thing to keep in mind is if you're having a hard time getting a hold of an owner, so is everybody else. That's the great part of it. What we find is a lot of the deals we're doing are the deals that the owners were hard to get a hold of. They never answered. They were cranky. They would tell us to make us offers without giving us a whole lot of numbers. Whatever all these obstacles were, those are a lot of times the deals we end up buying because they're harder to get to, right? And they take more time. They take more effort. So we're scraping Google Maps. You can either be driving on Google Maps. Your VA can be looking on Google Maps. We're using GoFish to expedite the process, going directly into our CRM. And then from there, what are we doing next? We're calling, texting, emailing, and sending letters. We don't always do all of them, but that's it. Once you have this lead database that we're building, that we built off our GoFish leads account, we're now then sending marketing. That's it. You're marketing for opportunity. Do I get deals from brokers? Rarely, but yes. Wholesalers? Rarely, but yes. But the bulk of our 19 deals have come direct to seller, off market. That's where our best deals have come from. We're pounding the pavement. We're building out this giant lead list. No, we don't like buying lists. Generic populated lists, some guy selling you that everybody else has that same list. If you build off GoFish, you build off Google Maps, then you're building your own organic list, personal list nobody else has. We're targeting the mom and pops, and then we're going in and now we're marketing to them. Make sure your letter's getting open. So make sure it stands out. Like, make sure you're not just doing a generic letter. That's a big tip. And stay in touch. The real game, everyone knows, it's a game of follow-up. A lot of the deals right now we're doing, one of my members, Joe, about to close a deal. I think they're under contract for 1.1 and appraised for 1.9. I think 1.7 something as is, but he stayed on this guy for over a year. This happens a lot. And then we're building relationships. We're keeping on these people. It is only a game of follow-up. Follow-up is the most important thing of this entire business. We're following up. We're being consistent. We're staying in touch. It's going to be very rare, if ever, a seller tells you to stop calling. First of all, they usually don't remember. If they tell you to call in 6 months, call in 3. If they say they may sell next year, call them in a month or 2 and make sure, just checking in, think like a broker, follow up, get to the point where they're saving your number in their cell phone, where you're building rapport. The last part of this, when you're building rapport, you're making offers. You're showing that seller that you're actually serious, that you're thinking about the deal. Show them your underwriting, jump on Zoom calls, see them in person, do everything you can. So all of a sudden to the seller, they're seeing all this noise. They're having brokers call them. They're having people unsolicited sending letters, emails, whatever it is. And all of a sudden you just stand out. You show up, you build a relationship. You show them why you're offering this, what your offer is about. Show them different creative financing where they can actually save on capital gains tax. Educate them, build that relationship, stay in touch. And then eventually when they're ready to sell, they're going to come to you because you're the one that stood out among everybody else. It's so important. It's the basics that are going to move the needle forward for you. If you're consistent and you do what we just talked about today, you will see results. You will get deals. It will work. I promise you. Yes, we have an advantage. Yes, we have a community. Yes, we all help each other look at deals and analyze and all that stuff. So there's other advantages, but this is the basics. It's not rocket science, but you have to be consistent and you have to do what we're saying. Look in all the markets. Make sure you're finding the owners and stay in touch. Hope this helps. Good luck. Have a great day. Peace.